Today I want to talk about Pokemon Pokopia and how much it absolutely shocked me that this game is good. And I know I'm a little late to the whole review craze on it, and a lot of people gave it really good reviews, so why would you think that was bad? But you know, the last few Pokemon games have really burned me. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and Pokemon Legends ZA were both terrible games. Not just terrible Pokemon games, but terrible games in general. And so when you've got Pokemon who's been making some bad games lately and you're mixing it with the cozy genre, it threw up a few red flags for me because there's a lot of really lazy cozy games that just try and cash in on, oh, people love cozy games, so we're just gonna throw in a little bit. Look, you can water the crops, so it's a cozy game. After Stardew Valley came out, we just got flooded with absolutely low quality, low effort games. So this one was throwing up some red flags for me. I said, I really don't want to buy this game because the last few Pokemon games have been bad. The cozy genre is just over flooded. So I was very leery. Luckily, it came available on GameFly, which I was super surprised about. So I was able to rent it without any cost, without having to worry about wasting some money on this game. So I dug into it and I got wisdom tooth surgery recently. So I had a lot of time to just sit around and play it. And like I said, I was truly shocked that this is an enjoyable, good game, and it's a well-made game in a lot of aspects. It's got a story, and oftentimes Pokemon stories are garbage, if I'm putting it even nicely. Like the Team Star, the villain teams have been really awful. Team Yell was really awful. So you don't expect a whole lot out of a Pokemon story. And while this isn't like Shakespeare or anything, it is still a nice little story with reasonable, oh, okay, these characters make sense. There's a little bit of personality here. The sound design, as you'd expect with a Pokemon game, you get great sound. It's good for just listening in the background. Good music, good design, a good amount of Pokemon, and solid gameplay. And like most Pokemon games, it does have way too long of a tutorial. They hold on to your hand for way too long. That's just a staple of the genre at this point. I think that's inescapable. But I do really like that in this game, you have to attract Pokemon, and you attract those Pokemon by building them a habitat. Now, you can go around and find hints that tell you like, hey, if you build your habitat like this, then you'll get these Pokemon that come to you. But you don't have to wait to be told what to do. You can attract the Pokemon and make the habitat just by figuring it out on your own. So here you can see it's telling you the exact habitat. If you put up a tree and a rock, some grass, you'll get this Pokemon here. But later in the game, when I was running around this area, I noticed a trash can and I put some garbage bags next to it, and boom, I got a garbage Pokemon without having to like learn the recipe first. It was something I could figure out on my own. And I'm not going to pretend like I'm some super genius for figuring out that if you put trash next to the trash can, then you'll get the trash Pokemon. Like, that makes sense, but that's just intuitive good gameplay, right? It flows naturally, and it's a lot of fun to figure out. One of my favorite games that basically no one ever talks about anymore is called Viva Pinata, and it was a game similar to this where you had to build environments for animals, and you had to figure it out. You had to figure out how much water do you need to attract water animals, how much dirt do you need to attract dirt animals, and mixing those balances to have the perfect garden was a lot of fun to figure out. And it wasn't as popular at the time to just Google everything. Like, you could, I'm sure you at the time, the internet was around, I'm sure you could just Google a guide to it, but for me, a lot of it was just figuring it out was a lot of fun of the game, and I'm glad they included that here. I'm glad you're not limited to, oh, you haven't unlocked the recipe yet, so you can't build this habitat, even though you clearly know what it is. I also appreciate that there's so many ways to refill your energy. If you look on my right-hand side of the screen where it says Rock Smash, there's that like little bar there, and that's how much PP you have. And I do not know why Pokemon insists on still calling it PP. Like, I know that we're all adults here. I know that it shouldn't be funny, but I don't want to say BP all the time. I don't want to go on stream like, oh, my PP is low. Like, it just, there's a problem. Nintendo, please retire the PowerPoint system and call it anything other than PP. But at first I was disappointed to see that there was a limit, because a lot of these cozy games do that sort of thing. Like, oh, you can only do so much in a day, and then you've got to sleep, or you're limited, or you only have so many options. But once you unlock the Pokemon Center, you can rest for free constantly and recharge as much as you want. When you turn it off for the day and come back, you'll be recharged. Or you can just go get some fruit, which is abundant and everywhere, to recharge yourself up as well. So you're not actually limited. I was really worried when I first saw that, like, oh, there's going to be some sort of limits or gimmicks and it's going to be really frustrating. But really, I never felt limited by the system. In fact, I part of me even wonders why it's even there. Like, it's so easy to restore that it's almost like, why do we have that in the first place? And I gotta tell you, it is rare for me to rave about a game and enjoy it. If you've seen any of my game reviews before, I am typically seen as a very, very harsh reviewer. Like, to me, a 10 out of 10 is a like once in a lifetime genre defining masterpiece. Like Doom 1993, for example, would be a 10 out of 10. It's got absolutely everything about it. But a lot of these review places will give okay games, or they're good games. I'm not saying they're bad games, but they're just okay, or they're just good 7s, 8s, and 9s out of 10, when that should be close to like darn near masterpiece genre defining thing. In reality, most games should fall around a 4 or a 5 out of 10. They are average to maybe a 6, a good experience. And to me, I haven't beat Pokopia yet. I've played it for probably about 10, 15 hours, and there's still tons to do. I would definitely put this game closer to like the 7 or 8 out of 10. It's not perfect. I don't think it's a masterpiece. Of course, it's not a genre-defining generational game like Stardew Valley, but it's got good music. It's got an okay story. It's got plenty of content for you to do. It gives you a lot of room to explore and play how you want to play. Like, it is a quintessential game that you can really pick up and play for 10 minutes and feel like you've done something in that 10 minutes and then go do something else. And it's very hard to find that in games. A lot of games, I talk about this a lot, where it's really frustrating that, okay, I only got 15 minutes. Well, I got to boot up the game and I got to load it up and I've got to watch 15 minutes of cutscenes and then I'll be able to play for it. You can't just pick up and play games anymore. That's what I really loved about like the DS back in the day and Game Boy games, that you just turn it on and you play. And this game gives you a lot of that feeling. If you've got 10 minutes, turn it on, you can play for 10 minutes and you can do something meaningful. I was also surprised that this game made me want to change the way that I play these sorts of games. Usually when it comes to cozy games, I'm more of a completionist and like the cozy vibe sort of person. Like, I want to do everything in the game. I want to unlock everything. I want to beat the game. But I found myself feeling bad that I was basically a Pokemon slumlord. Like, if you look at my starter area, I've put almost zero effort into it. My Pokemon are sleeping outdoors in the rain on straw still. And I was like, I don't like that. I want to give my little buddies better. I've got decorations. I've got the ability to build houses. Why don't I do something more for them? And that's not usually something I achieve in games like this. So it was really cool that they made me want to improve my environmental level. They made me want to improve the house for the little friends that you gather up. I think that shows that they've done a really good job creating a world that has feeling and heart to it. I like being able to change the environment a whole lot, move trees around, move rocks around. You can build secret tunnels and have Pokemon in like secret shady areas. You can put them in caves, like you can put them in environments where they belong. You can build them houses, you can really decorate it. Like, there is so much customization here that I really feel like the only people I feel like who wouldn't enjoy this game are the sort of people who don't like decorating and they just want like the completionist. They just want to win the game. Like, if you're only playing it to beat it and you have no interest in Pokemon, you have no interest in like exploring the story, you have no interest in building things yourself, yeah, you might not like it, but I mean, that's okay, right? Like, not every game needs to be for every person. The same with people who like Call of Duty and only like Call of Duty, or sports games may not like this either. That's okay, we don't need to accommodate everyone. But I think the vast majority of people will find something here that's enjoyable. Here's where I was talking to my stream about like me being a slumlord. Like, that is Riolu's house is just a bunch of kind of red grass and a broken twig and some dead grass. Like, poor dude is living right next to the train tracks that are broken. Score Bunny also living in weeds, rubble, broken environments. So this is where I was like, oh man, I'm a Pokemon slumlord. I'm a terrible person. I'm going to change the video here to a different area because one of the other things I want to talk about is the biomes. Like, usually games offer a lot of different biomes. You get, oh, here's a generic desert, here's a forest, here's an ice area. And while I won't say that these biomes are anything groundbreaking, there's a beach, there's a normal area, there's like the Pallet Town area, I do really appreciate that the biomes really feel way different. You can find different kinds of Pokemon there. There's a lot of different challenges in those areas. The beach biome by far is my favorite one because you've got like a bunch of electricity. You've got to run around with poles, so you can do different like builds for electricity. I like the beach vibes. I like cleaning up the beach. The beach is covered in garbage and you've got to take care of that. There's these, I think these are muck piles, slime piles. I'm not quite sure what they are. I haven't unlocked the ability to like get rid of them yet, but I'm sure that's something. There's flooding all over. You gotta solve the flooding. Like, I really enjoy this biome, and its challenges are way different than the other places that I unlocked. And I thought that was really, really cool that the biomes actually made such a huge difference. You felt like you were in a different area. You felt like you were doing something different. Again, not groundbreaking, but done so well. The game runs really smoothly. It does have some, like, the loading screens take a little bit longer than you would expect, especially in a game on the Switch 2 that's this polished, but that's really my only complaint because we haven't had to deal a whole lot with loading screens since the advent of, single state hard drives. Wait, I mean solid state, SSDs, whatever that stands for. We haven't had to deal a whole lot with that, but it's a very minor gripe. And then I do have some minor gripes with the game. Earlier, you saw me harvesting tomatoes. Like, you should be able to just hold down the button and harvest everything. It's kind of silly to grab them one by one, but they're very, very minor gripes in a game that it'd be really hard to find gripes with if you weren't nitpicking it. I know that when COVID hit and Animal Crossing came out, everyone was just playing Animal Crossing. It was like the perfect login every day sort of game. I feel like that's what this is. Like, you might not want to play it for 15 hours straight. I'm sure there's some diehard Pokemon fans who do, but it does give you incentive to log in every day and check on your houses or build something new. And I needed more of that in my life. I've got a lot of games that I can grind for a long period of time. I'm a World of Warcraft player, right? So I've got time sinks. But having something incentivize you, like, hey, come spend 20 minutes here every day. You don't need to do a whole lot. You're not going to miss out on anything, but you can progress your buildings or build the next thing or gather up your Pokemon to do something for a small adventure was something I really needed. And the whole reason I'm making this video, again, there's plenty of good videos about Pokopia. I'm late to the draw, is simply because if you were on the fence about it because you've been burned by so many Pokemon games like I was, this one truly is different and something I dare say that's unique or special. There is something about this game that definitely shows like that charm that we know that Pokemon is capable of. We've all called Nintendo and the Pokemon Company lazy for cashing in on cash grabs and unpolished games, and there's a lot of gripes in the Pokemon fandom, and I think a lot of them are validated, but this is something unique, and if they put this much effort and love into their games going forward, if their next mainline game has this much attention to detail, effort, small little things, it might make me a Pokemon fan again. I like Pokemon, but to be honest, I haven't enjoyed a lot of the Pokemon games. I think they've been very lazy slop. So I'm very actually hopeful for the next Pokemon game because we might just be back. So that's all I had to say. I just really want to talk about how much I like this game. Again, I know that I'm late to the draw. If you were interested in Pokopia, you either already bought it or you watched the millions of other videos that came out about it. But I figured I'd put my voice in the chorus to say that I was wrong. When Pokopia was first coming out, I said, I'm not going to buy it because it's just a lazy cash grab. It's not going to be nearly as good as everyone says. And, well, I'm eating crow. I was absolutely wrong. So let me know down in the comments if you played it, if you enjoyed it, or if you don't enjoy it. I'd actually like to hear some negative reviews where people didn't enjoy it because I'm on the rare, quote, right side of history here. I'm actually agreeing with most people. Usually I find myself hating on games that most people like. I'm not a contrarian. I'm just, I guess, a hater. But let me know in the comments down below. And as always, have a blessed day.